Shift.
Good morning, good morning. Welcome back to the Shift Team Radio Show, and I'm your host, Sanji Newman. And we have some great guests here today. We have Dee and Kadarian and Miss Clemens and Miss Beautiful Ella. And today we're going to talk about prestige, privilege, pedigree, and power. Okay? And in light of what I really want to talk about today is the college admissions scam, which involved either cheating on standardized tests or bribing college coaches and school officials to accept students. Okay? Now, these people are facing federal charges. I mean, there are parents, there are different coaches, there are test administrators, college administrators, CAO, and some of these people even admitted to wanting to help kids or children that belong to parents who are wealthy. Come on in here. Now, all of this was allegedly orchestrated by William Singer, this guy that was the CEO of a college admissions prep company called The Key. And evidently, his key only opened rich doors. You understand? Because he helped wealthy people cheat, because that's what it is, and lie to get into college. They even falsified athletic abilities to get into schools. So I'm going to start with you, Hannah. What do you want to say about this? I mean, a lot of people who have money feel that they're entitled to certain things because they have the money, because they have, when I say pedigree, this is wealth that has been passed down from generation to generation. So they feel they can pay their way, or that they're entitled to whatever they deserve or think they deserve to have. What do you want to say about that?
Well, I also think that they think that they're helping their children.
Really,
it would be super offended if I found out I couldn't get it on my own merit and my parents had to pay my way in. So they're really cheating their kids out of the experience of earning something on their own.
Absolutely.
And the fact of being proud of them even when they don't make it.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah, and not only are they cheating their children out of something they haven't earned, but they're also cheating and stealing from the potential of other people.
Right.
Even the children here in the studio today, because they're cheating and distilling the potential of the social upward mobility of those who actually deserve it, who have worked hard and they've earned it and they deserve it. What do you want to say? What do you want to say something, Kadarian? Come on in.
I agree with what you said, because it's not only the people like who's been cheated, well, but you know, there's also people out there who actually deserve a chance.
That deserve a
Yeah,
chance.
people who have a little money, but they didn't put in the effort and the work to, you know, get where they need to go.
Yeah, because you know, it seems like the people without all the wealth, it seems like our kids, we have to work twice as hard, but we get half as much. You see what I'm saying? Ella, come on in if you want to say something. Because I know you guys, you're still in high school, Laverne High School. You're still students. We're educators. How do you feel? Because I know, because I've had you guys in class, that you guys are academically sound students. But I also know that none of us here are wealthy. Okay? So come on in, Ella. What do you want to say?
I think it's really unfair for all the people that have put in hours and years of hard work and dedication to it to just get their opportunities taken by people who feel that they're more entitled to something because they have more money than us. And
so when you say other people like yourself who have put in hours and days of work, and so how, as a student, because you're a student, you're going to college, correct? Yes. How does that make you feel to know that some people have been accepted into these Ivy League schools that really don't deserve it? How does that make you feel as a student today in high school, and you're doing your best to get to wherever you desire to go? How does it make you feel?
it makes me feel kind of angry at them because they don't deserve it, and their parents are just making, I don't know how to word it, they're
making it available, paying their way through. What do you want to say?
You want to say something? Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I want to say, like, I feel cheated. Like,
Wow. You feel cheated. I like that.
I feel cheated because, like, we all deserve that spot, and they paid their way to get there, and they cheated their way there.
I love
we
that.
got cheated out of our chance.
Cheated out of your, because that spot has been taken. And we have a young man right now over here that's in school. How do you feel? How does it make you feel as a young student, a student, you know, in college now, and, you know, you're working hard here at the station, and how does it make you feel, this whole scandal?
I think I'm not surprised by any of it
Oh.
at all.
Right.
So I've kind of expected this to be a thing that's been going on and is ongoing and still happening. None of this, just because some people got caught doesn't mean everybody did. So it doesn't really affect me as much as as much as you'd think, just because I kind of already knew about it.
Already knew, so you're not
And
surprised.
so I'm not surprised or affected by it because it's been going on, and it's not a new thing.
It just came to light. That's it.
Right.
They just got caught.
Some people got caught. Not
That's
everybody
it.
got
Not
caught.
every- you got
There
that
are
right.
Tons of kids who still haven't gotten caught
Absolutely.
and probably won't. And so,
But isn't that sad that you aren't surprised? You know, it's sad when you say, I'm
Right,
not surprised. You know, this has been going on.
right. So, you know, that's my stance on it. You know, it's not right, and I don't think it's right, but it hasn't really affected me much just because, you know, it's been going on.
It's been going on.
Right. So,
Nothing shocking today. And you're right, because they got caught.
Right.
That's what it is. And some haven't been caught yet. Or some will never be caught. Ella, what did you want to say?
Also, it's unfair because after they got caught, I read that some of the wealthier parents are getting deals where they can just give information instead of doing their time or serving their charges or anything.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
I read that they were going to give out information on how the scam worked to avoid their punishment, and that's not fair because just because of your wealth, you shouldn't be able to avoid the same punishment that somebody who's unwealthy would get for that.
So they can buy their way out of jail time, is what you're saying, or they can buy their way out of sentencing. So, I mean, a lot of people say wealth is power. You know, wealth is power. And evidently it is because it can buy you less sentencing, or it can buy you don't have to serve any jail time at all. It can buy you way into institutions that you may not deserve to be in. And so, if wealth is power, what message does that give to us? How does that make you feel? Because we aren't wealthy people. We're wealthy in other ways. We may not be wealthy monetary-wise, but we have so much wealth. But how does that make you feel?
A lot of people honestly feel like there's no way out. You just got to fall into the traps. If you, like, some people plan out that they know they're not going to be nothing in life. So either they shoot to be a sports player, you know, something like that, an athlete, or either go the other route and do drugs, you know?
Yeah,
they don't see themselves going to college and being successful because it's not planned out for them like that.
So you're saying that this sends the message out. To me, for the young, it sends the message out. Well, guess what? We'll do whatever we need to do to get to wherever we want to be, which is not a good message. You understand what I'm saying? Is that what you're saying?
Basically, like, they already lost. There's no point in
They're already lost. Wow.
There's no point.
Wow. So in today's society, money is everything. And I don't want to say, and I don't want to sound like I'm saying, don't strive to be economically sound. That's not what I'm saying. The love of money is the problem. You understand what I'm saying? The greed is the problem. And they absolutely, go ahead.
So they don't look at it as more like to strive to get it. They look at it as, I'm going to go take it instead, because it's not a fair advantage of it. Don't matter how smart you is, academically successful you are. Either way, it's just a point where, the person with the more money going to have the better opportunity in life.
And a lot of children, and some of these children who have always been wealthy, they become the next generation of the wealthy. You understand what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Right. It's a status thing.
It's a status thing. It's a status thing.
It's that they need to go to the right schools to keep their status.
Keep their status.
Right.
And so they'll do anything to keep status? Is that what you're saying? So what's the difference between these people who have cheated, they've taught their children to cheat and lie to get what they want? What's the difference between these people and, let's flip the coin, a person on the other side, okay, go ahead, sell drugs. Get what you want. Well, what is the difference? What's the real difference there? Because it's still about greed and lies and scandal. So is it okay if you lie and cheat to get your child into an Ivy League school, but it's not okay if you lie and cheat and you become, a drug dealer? It's still wrong.
Scam people.
It's still scamming people. You see what I'm saying? It's still a scam. What are you going to say?
The difference to me is the environment.
Okay, but it's still wrong.
Exactly.
You see, because wrong doesn't have a preferenced environment. Exactly. You see what I'm saying? You're wrong in low economic environments, and you're wrong in the upper class of life. You see what I'm saying? The message is it's still wrong. You see what I'm saying, guys? And for our society to accept this, and many have not accepted this, people are outraged. And Ms. Clemens, I know you said something about you went to school or maybe had some experiences. Talk about that a little bit.
Right. I went to private high school.
Okay.
All right. And so my family was middle class, they could do it. And then I also went to school with some of these kids that were upper middle class, and their parents paid their way through everything. They went on private jets to their annual vacation to Wyoming.
Wow.
Like, they had all this money, drive BMWs, and I didn't have that.
Okay.
My parents made sure to keep me humble with my 2001 gold Camry.
It's all right.
You know, and my friends were driving BMWs with fancy sound speakers and things like that. So I remember how outraged parents would be over the littlest things.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Like
what?
Like the bows we wore in our cheerleading uniform. Like things like that. They would use their power and their money to try to take advantage of little decisions. And they would bully teachers and administrators to try and get their way.
Wow. So it seems like the level of indiscretion increases with wealth. The more money you have, the more things you can get whatever you want. What are you going to say?
Money is the difference between you going to jail or not. Money is the difference.
Wow.
Between you getting bullied.
That's what Ella just said. Didn't you just say that, Ella? You said that some of the parents were going to try to kind of pay their way out of facing time. You read that somewhere? And what exactly was it saying?
It was saying that they're going to pay, it's not that they're going to pay, it's because they're wealthy that they're going to get offered to give information instead of being in trouble for it.
Wow. Wow.
Right.
So it's like a system of manipulation. We're living in a system of prestige. So if you have money, that's why I say you have the privilege and you have the power. You see what I'm saying? Because it seems like, but this is where it's all wrong. Because these parents have taught their children that if you have money, you can get away with anything you want to get away with. You see what I'm saying? Because money will buy your way in, and money will buy your way out. You see? And that's the problem. So if money gets you power, and this is the message, everybody listen, it's okay to want to strive to be wealthy. It's okay. But like I said before, the love of money is the problem. But you can't use that money to do whatever you feel like you want to do, and at whatever cost you feel it should be. Am I making any sense with that?
Yes.
Go ahead, you want to say, Hannah?
Well, I don't know what else I wanted to say.
I mean, because like people who feel like they're entitled, these people will reach for the greatest, and they'll even grab the smallest.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because people, when they feel like they're entitled, they feel like they can get whatever they want to get. And so, like, Ella, when are you taking the ACT, SAT? Is it soon?
13th.
April 13th. And so, see, some of these parents have paid for other people. I guess they paid the proctors or whomever, and people are like, how in the world did that happen? Well, money can get access to it.
Well, they didn't just pay the proctors. They paid a psychologist to say their child had a learning disability. So they would they would get more treatment there. Yes.
Oh, so they get extended time.
So that it's just them and the proctor.
Wow. And
so they could get away with it more. Because if you think about it, because we've proctored tests before,
Absolutely.
It's real strict. You have to turn it in as soon as it's done, and you know, all the rules.
It's serious. Yes.
But they would pay to say they had
so
some kind of learning disability.
Even when we've proctored tests before, if you break like one rule, your job is on the line,
right.
And so your security is on the line. But that these people, they think they were they did have the advantage of having, I guess, paying proctors,
right?
Getting extended time, $50,000. But how much is your integrity worth? You see what I'm saying? Because now they've lost everything.
Right. Well, they can find. I mean, someone who's proctoring a test, you know, $15,000 is a lot of money.
To me, it is. Yeah,
That's a lot of money to me.
But to wealthy people, $15,000 is nothing. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
I wanted to say, like, it's not fair that they're cheating on that, because for families like mine, we don't have thousands of dollars to pay for college.
Absolutely.
And for kids that work hard and they put in hours and time for this, it's not fair to get that stripped away because someone else has more money. And like my swim team teammates, some of them are so amazing and talented, and not only that, they put in so much work and dedication to it, and their coaches and their parents have, and they even lied on their athletic records.
Yes.
And for them to do that, just it's like taking away years of people's lives that they worked for.
Wow, you said something serious. Wow.
It's not a victimless crime, and I think they should have to pay for it, because they could have ruined people's lives potentially, and they don't even care.
Yeah, and what you're saying, like your teammates at Laverne, the swim team, they have so much talent and so much potential. So it's not fair, but you just said it's taking away years from their life. So, and I love that you said that, because you're a swimmer, and you've dedicated 4 or 5 years to swimming, you've done your best academically, or some of your teammates, and then for someone to just go in and falsify a record and say, oh, well, and they get that spot, and because they have the money to pay, it's not fair to you. You see what I'm saying? And that's what you're saying. I love that you said that because it takes years away from their life. And so you young people, you feel like that this is cheating you? How do you feel like it's cheating you? Kadarian, go ahead.
Based off what she just said, I agree with that because after all that time and you still end up losing, that make you not even want to try it. It makes you feel like you're just worthless, you know?
Wow. So after all that time, you're still losing. Go ahead.
Yeah, it makes people that don't have the money feel insignificant. Like there's no point of even trying, like he said earlier.
Wow. So they're putting a value on how you feel about yourself. So that makes you feel like, what you said, make you not even want to try.
Yeah, like it even goes back to like I remember in middle school, people don't have the right shoes, the right clothes because they don't have the money. It starts there when you're little, making you feel like you're not enough.
Wow.
So what's the point of even coming to school?
And even trying. Exactly. Oh my goodness, that's sad. That's so sad. And I did read an article that said low-income students can't afford 95% of colleges. College has gotten so outrageously and ridiculously expensive. You know, that they just can't afford to go. Not that they don't want to go or that they don't have the desire to go or academically they can't go. They can. Come on, you want to say something? They can't afford. Go ahead.
And for lots of jobs, like we get taught in school that you need college to be successful and maintain your lifestyle. And I feel like education shouldn't have that big of a price tag on it.
Oh, wow.
If it affects your life so
I love that. I love that.
You shouldn't have to be in debt until you're 50 to be able to live.
That's just how the economy runs. You know, we run off a debt economy. Like,
wow.
A lot of people don't have $200,000 to buy a house. So in order for you to do that, you got to, you know.
And then you have to pay all this money to go to school.
Like,
so you have to get in debt. $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 to get out to make a job making $50,000.
Like, that's the only way you build your credit up by going. You have to
going
be
in debt. Wow, now that's something you just said. Come on over here, Miss Ross. Jump on in. We're talking about this college admission scandal thing. Come on in. Somebody on the caller?
Can I say something?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Come on. Say something. Jump on in, young man. Jump on in. Yes.
I do want to say that I do see the opposite side of this too.
Oh, let me hear
it. I see
it.
students, high school students and things who want to go to these big expensive schools and stuff, and then they go into debt on their own dime because they want to go to the big schools. When if you live in Tennessee, you get 2 free years at a community or technical school for free. So you have to look at your options and say, I want to go to college, and decide, have the self-restraint to say, I'm not going to go into debt to do that. I'm going to do my 2 free years. Then I'm going to look at other scholarships and I'm going to build it up and I'm going to finish that off in a university.
That's great.
You have to plan that stuff out. You can't just say, you know, I want to go to MTSU for 4 years just because I want to go to a big school. You can't do that because that's when you put, if you don't have that ability.
If you don't have it.
If you can save up and pay for that out of pocket, go for it.
Yes.
But you have to plan that stuff out because it's not always other people's fault. You have to remember that.
That's
Sometimes
true.
it is
That's true.
your fault. And so you have to plan that stuff out, or there's nobody to blame but yourself. And I see a lot of people blaming other people for that stuff.
And you know what? Also, real quick, a lot of people say, you know, when you go to these Ivy League institutions, you get the top jobs. You get recruited by the best firms. Therefore, you make the most money. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, but a lot of jobs, you know, a lot of people from those places don't have those top jobs anyway.
Okay.
You know, a lot of you can look at the statistics. Dave Ramsey talks about it a lot, and I'm not a big Dave Ramsey supporter, but I hear him every day because he's on our radio here, so I hear him a lot. You know, a lot of places, if you can get a job going to a 2-year university or going to a 2-year college.
Okay.
You can go to
Yes.
you can
Absolutely.
get a good job.
Absolutely.
Doing that. You can get a good job not going to college.
Absolutely.
So it's not that you're not going to have a job and you're not going to be successful just because you didn't go to a big Ivy League school. You can get through and not do that if you don't have that availability.
And we have a lot of wonderful schools right here in Middle Tennessee. And that Tennessee Promise thing is absolutely incredible. I mean, I think it's just awesome that this state offers that to the young people. I mean that's awesome. Come on in, Ms. Ross.
It just makes me wonder though what you were saying. A couple of things I was wondering as you were speaking. The going with the Tennessee Promise, and I think it's a great opportunity. It's a great thing. But do you miss out on other scholarship opportunities or grants or anything like that at the 4-year?
Yeah.
They all transfer. So if you go to if you use your Tennessee Promise, you can hold on to all those scholarships until you transfer to another school.
Oh, great.
That's
So
pretty
you hear
cool.
that, guys? So if
That's
you use your
awesome.
that's awesome. If you use your Tennessee Promise, you can go to Tennessee to 2-year university,
And transfer to
Motlow,
4
whatever, and then
So-
transfer with those scholarships and that money to a 4-year
Okay.
university.
So why waste your money on a 4-year university when you get
Well,
2 years?
well,
for
we'll
free
use the
and
first 2
then
years and then transfer.
transfer.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Well, and then the other thing I was going to say with the why they would go to these Ivy League schools or even prestigious schools, it's not just about, I don't think it's just about the legacy or the family expectations and things like that. There is a difference. If you go to Johns Hopkins University and you have this degree, the same degree that I do,
Sure.
going to the University of Southern Indiana, which is where I went to school, and an employer looks at who gets the promotion, who gets that
Sure.
job, who gets the leg up. Oh, well, you got into Johns Hopkins and passed their rigorous, you know, or whatever, whether it's Yale or Harvard or whatever. And that's a huge thing that's wrong with them buying their way in, because they're also buying, like you said, those
Into the
opportunities.
positions and these opportunities. Because now, do you believe this? Money gives people access to things that average people don't have. Now, I completely, you understand? So when you get in these universities like Yale, Harvard, or wherever, it gives you access to certain firms and certain people. You know, because really to move your way up, it's about connections.
Exactly.
You know, who knows who your family knows. And a lot of times it's not about talent. You know, and this is what infuriates me about this whole scam. You understand? Because I know a lot of kids, the kids here, who have talent that can do great, that will be hard workers, but they don't know the right people.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Or they don't, like, you have talent,
That's what
but
I
you got to
was
know the right people to move up in position. And that's where it's just so unfair, and it's just wrong. It's just wrong. What were you going to say, Ms. Ross?
I was going to say, too, and I think it's the middle classes that are hurt the worst.
Absolutely.
Because if you are in a high poverty environment, right, you're going to get grant opportunities, scholarship opportunities, monies that are given to you to further your education. And if you're extremely wealthy, then you can afford to go to school there anyway.
Absolutely.
It's the people like my parents who were working people. Mom was a nurse practitioner later on. Dad was a salesman, and you know, we didn't qualify for we weren't poor enough for the scholarships, but it was a struggle to pay for college.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm saying. And you know, and so with these people, especially the administrators and the coaches that accepted these bribes, because in the Bible, Proverbs 15:27 says, well, no, Ecclesiastes 7:7 says, a bribe corrupts the heart. So what have they taught their children? They taught their children that your privilege, your power, and your pedigree can get you whatever you want. And when I mean pedigree, because some money moves from generation to generation. You understand? That's just how it is. But it's wrong. And what message is sending? And I'm so glad that, you know, charges are going to be held against these people. And like he mentioned earlier, you got a lot that have gotten away with this, and people that are still getting away with it. It's still going on. And this younger generation, like he mentioned, he's not shocked or surprised, because guess what? We know that's what happens. We know money buys you position.
Well, and then once they get in, once they've paid to get in, people are like, well, they still have to stay in and this and that and the other. No, they're paying people to take their classes.
Sure. Okay, so we have a caller. Hello, caller. Sure. Okay. Okay. I love that. Thank you so much, caller. And I'll answer first and then you can answer. Listen, if you have the merit and if you have the financial means to send your children to these private colleges, God bless you. I think it's wonderful. I think it's wonderful. And yes, some of these institutions do have doors that open to only their students. Okay, that's fine. My problem is that when you cheat and lie, and when money buys you things that you don't deserve. You understand? When money, like if you've worked hard and you can afford to send your children to an Ivy League institution, absolutely. And they've got the grade, they have the SAT score, absolutely. And if they get whatever they deserve. But I'm talking about people that are obtaining that are undeserving. That's my problem. You see, go ahead. What are you gonna say?
I don't have a problem with the people that have the money. It's just the people that have the money and are cheating to get in.
Mm-hmm.
I had saw something that Lori Laughlin's daughter, she skipped out on her first week of college to go on a vacation.
Wow.
People that had worked
now,
hard.
if you miss your first week of college, you're going to pay for it academically. You understand what I'm saying? Or if you miss your first week of college. But she did what now? Go ahead.
She skipped out on it for vacation. And that shows that I'm assuming that she didn't want it enough.
Because it was given to her. You see, when you work hard for things, like the caller said, her children, when you work hard for things, guess what? You appreciate it much more. When you have to sacrifice. And that caller, the parent on the phone, I'm sure you've had to sacrifice, caller, many things for your children, to put your children through these great colleges. I applaud anyone who has the means, the willpower, the work, and knowing your worth and putting in the work to get what you deserve. But when you're just giving it, you understand? Yeah. Because, my mom paid someone to take the SAT. Or my mom paid that coach $35,000 so I can get the athletic scholarship. Then you're not deserving.
You can have the money, and there's nothing wrong with that, but you can't let it corrupt you.
Absolutely.
Because if you have the money and you start thinking you're entitled and better than other people and that you don't have to work for it, that's just going to start the cycle of that happening over and over again and making things worse.
What did you say? Say it again. Starts the what?
The cycle.
The cycle. The cycle. Absolutely. Because, and the Bible says, in Ephesians, it says, take no parts in the unfruitful works of darkness, but instead expose them. They've been exposed. But like the caller said, her fruit will be reproduced. It'll bring plentiful because she did it the right way. But when you do things the wrong way, whatever is done in the dark will come out what? In the light. Do you understand? And like our producer here said, listen, there are many other people that are cheating. And you just better be happy you haven't gotten caught yet. But in time, but now that this, the cover's been pulled off this scandal, trust me, people are looking. They're going to have different types of proctors in there. They should make sure that people who are taking the test are actually the person that's taking the test. They should make sure that if they have an athletic ability, they really do, instead of cropping, what do you call it? Things, pictures and images of people doing things, and they've never even played the sport. I think this.
Well, if they can get a fake ID in college to get into a bar, they can get a fake ID to get into a test.
Wow. So then we have to have other safety issues and take precaution to avoid this, because this is a problem. And I'm not saying that people that have money are evil. Please understand what I am not saying that. The power and the corruption that money can bring, that's what's evil.
Money is the root of all evil.
Of all the root.
The
love of money.
Is
you understand?
Money.
Because money is a resource that we all need. Let's just get that. Let's clarify that. We all love nice things and we all need money for our needs. But the love of money is what really causes the problem.
It teaches I look at my students and I look at young people and I hear them saying things, they're all about that money, all about the vengeance, all about this. And that's what they're chasing, not the education, not the serving our fellow man.
Because they think that these material things will bring them some happiness.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And it's not. And life will teach them that. Or power. And it will, we see it will bring you power, but it's only for a minute. You understand what I'm saying? Because light is going to will shine in that dark place. But guess what? Being a decent human being, guess how much that costs you? Absolutely nothing. Okay? Having integrity, guess how much that costs you?
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing. Being truthful, that's free. Having morals, that's free. You understand what I'm saying? Money can buy you the largest house on the block, but it can't buy you a home. You understand? It can't buy you love. So young people, chase your dreams. Listen, if you have a gift, money will follow you. I'm going to leave you with that. You understand what I'm saying? Because if you have a gift and it's a light that's shining, that light's going to shine and money will follow you. Well, that's all the time we got, guys. See you later. Guess what, guys? Young people, keep your integrity, love God, and keep it moving. Let your light shine. Until the next time on the Shift Team Radio Show, see you later. That is so quick.
I was wanting to say
You did?
Yeah, like people cheating at school. They're not just money. Like
Ooh, cheating in school. Ooh, that would be good.
Anyways, just like if you cheat at something, it's not going to benefit you because you're not going to learn.
It's wrong to cheat. Why you so cheating is wrong?
Because if you get caught,
I respect you when you didn't get through high school without cheating.
I mean,
paid to cheat. I didn't pay to cheat. Right.
Yeah.
I cheated, but I didn't use an unfair advantage.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, we've all cheated.
I probably shouldn't be saying that to teachers, but I did. I mean, that's one of the only ways I got
Don't
through.
lock it off yet.
I'm not.
Don't lock it off yet. So I mean, but you haven't.
Cheating is wrong, but at the same time, I didn't pay to cheat, you know? So I don't consider cheating as a bad thing. I consider cheating as a way to get by without, you know, the need for no one else. So
Come in the studio. Come on in the studio. We don't cheat, okay?
you don't pay.
cheaters never prosper.
Listen, you gotta get things. It doesn't make you feel good to do things the right way. How about that? You understand that I use my own credentials. I worked for it. I worked hard. Listen, guys, you guys are the leaders. You hear me? What do you want to say, Mom? You want to say anything about this cheating college scandal? Do you have $15,000, $20,000 to pay a proctor to take for your children to take the SAT?
No.
And would you? No. No. Well, you know, it's just. Listen, guys, work your way. If you work, you show your worth. You understand? Work your way to the top, and you'll make it to the top.
The girl from Full House, yeah.
Right, Kadarian? What are you gonna say? Kadarian? Ella? All right, guys. So next time, I got some future CEOs, CAOs, executive accountants. Look at this. Producers. He did CBS producer one day, ABC.
Right.
Medical. You're in the medical field, right? Yep. Surgeon?
No.
Right.
I don't know yet.
She doesn't know, but she knows she's doing something. That's the key. All right. Till next time. How do I log off of this?
Push your in.
Push in. Oh.